Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Fireside Chat. I'm Gil. With me tonight, we got Tammy of Rebel Canners and Mark of Chef Tech. And yes, like I said, it's the Monday Night Fireside Chat, and tonight's topic is canning and food preservation supplies and open chat. All righty, and so let's pop back over here.
We never do open chat. We always stick to topic.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hey, let me unmute. I hit the. There we go. Tammy's unmuted. Yeah.
Oh,
All
Tammy's
right.
got her chauffeur. Sweet.
Yeah. He's being
There
chauffeured
he is.
in the Rebel mobile.
We got it at 6 o'clock. We had an hour drive. We had to be somewhere at 7:30 for basketball tournaments.
Okay. We missed the first part of that. You were breaking up there. But we got basketball tournament. I can't even pronounce it. But let me go ahead and see who all's in here.
Day.
Yeah. And it's throwing up that stupid message. It's like, yeah. Okay, so first one in was Crew 1351, then Mad Chick on your side, Shady Hills, Homestead, Chef Tech on both sides, Geeky Gardens here. Let's see. Diana is over there on your side, Sandra Volmar's here. Diana's here on my side too. Prepper for the Ages is here, and Howie is here.
What's up, Howie? Robot.
Yeah. So, and Kraken Grind is here as well. And there we go. All right, either we're getting a bunch of trolls coming in because the number up here in the corner jumped over 25.
Oh, maybe there's more people coming in that want to hear what's going on.
Yeah, so listening is just fine. We'd appreciate though if you, whichever side you're coming in on, hit the thumbs up. Say, hey, I'm just listening. But if you're driving, you can wait until you stop at a stoplight. I'm at a stoplight now. I will be listening to it. That's the way home.
Or have a chauffeur.
Or have a chauffeur, yeah. Yeah. All right, so tonight we're just going to be talking about supplies. Whether it's canning supplies or you got the big pot to do your blanching your the vegetables you're going to freeze. I got to get one with the dehydrator. And Uncle Richard just came in.
Yeah, I knew he'd be here sooner or later. What's up, Richard?
Yeah. And of course, for those of that have taken the big plunge and got the freeze dryer, you know what sort of supplies you need. Or if you haven't taken it, I'm sure Mark will like to share some knowledge on what you might need if you get a freeze dryer. I got another email from just lost it, freeze dryer company. Oh, dang.
Harvest Right or the other one?
Harvest Right, yeah. Saying
you'll get emails forever from them with our special deal, and yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, that this one has said we will match any of our outlets when they throw stuff on sale. You tell us who's doing it, and we will match it or beat it.
Yeah, you're almost better off depending on the who you're buying it from.
Yeah.
I bought mine locally, and yeah, they have it right there. They will open the box right there and make sure everything is good to go before it leaves their place. Then you get it home and fire it up. And if there was something wrong, you had to go through Harvest Right. But yeah, Crack and Grind came over from Mike's channel, UK Prepper.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So, well, let's start with basic water. Froze there for a second. Let's start with basic water bath canning supplies. You're going to need a big pot and some tongs to lift the jars out. You're going to need jars and good lids. Oh, I saw an article that a certain old-time community has totally stopped using the ball and Kerr lids, and they're going only with Superb lids.
Yay! Tammy better get her get him the link so she can get a piece of the action.
I have it below every video, but if you go on the website and use the code RebelCanners20, you'll save 20%, and I'll get a little ching.
Yeah, a little stipend. Yeah, and yeah. So water bath canning. I've been doing water bath canning since the early '60s as a little kid, helping my grandmother do jams, mainly blackberry jam. And when grapevines I planted as a little kid started producing, then I started canning some grape jelly and canning grape juice. Water bath to me has always been simple, just so long as you don't have a cold breeze coming in when you're taking it out of the pot.
And you don't need to have the basic theory of water bath canning. Just don't put your jars on the bottom of a regular pot. You need some kind of a spacer. Yes, you can use a kitchen towel. I've done it in a pinch. I don't have a small enough rack. I'm like, okay, I only need to do 4 little jars of something I made. So I just take a kitchen towel, soak it, let it get wet, push it down. You got to make sure it stays there. Yeah. And put your jars on top of it. Just keeps the jars from cracking on the bottom.
Yep.
And that's it. You don't need the special holder. I mean, it helps. I have the little lift out tray where you can fit, I think, 5 quarts in it or 6 pints or whatever, and it hangs on the edge of the pot and all that, and that's fine. It comes in the kit if you buy the kit at Tractor Supply or wherever.
Don't push down Harbor Freight. They had water bath canning sets there at Harbor Freight.
Well, there you go. Anyway, it comes with the granite pot and all the little rack, and you get the tongs and the lid lifter and the little air bubbler, debubbler thing, and all kinds of stuff, which is fine. I mean, if you can get the kit, great. I got more pieces of kits. I probably have like 8 pairs of tongs. Tammy probably has like 20 pairs of tongs.
Go to Goodwill. You can grab all of it there. You usually find pieces of it there.
Yeah. All right. Got a question here from Jill, Prepper for the Ages. For water bath, do the jars need to be hot to start with?
If you're putting hot food in the jar, you need a hot jar. And if you want to save time, I think you should probably use hot jars and hot food, because otherwise it takes us so long to get it back to the water in the water bath back to a boil. So for water bath canning, I prefer hot jars, hot food.
Yeah, generally your water's already boiling in the pot. Then don't put too much water in there. What I would suggest doing is, if you've never done it before and you're going to do, say, pints, fill up all your pint jars. You don't have to don't even put lids on them. Just fill them up with water, put them in the water bath, and then bring your water level up above about an inch above it. Then pull the jars with the water out and see where your water level is. Put a line on the pot. Go a little bit higher, but not much. You don't want to fill the pot up too much. You start putting full jars in there, you're overflowing your pot onto the stove.
Yeah.
Take it from my experience. Been there, done that. Whoops.
Have a ladle. We'll put that on the list of supplies. A ladle or something. I use a measuring cup, like Tupperware measuring cup with a handle to scoop out the water, because I usually have too much.
Yeah, you need at least an inch, but you can water bath in 8 inches of water above the jar. It's just harder to pull the jars out.
It takes longer, and it takes a little bit longer to get it up to temperature.
Yeah, it takes it longer to boil too.
Oh yeah.
The other thing to consider too, if you do it according to code, and you have it like an inch and a half above the jar, you're going to need a kettle of hot water to keep, because it's gonna boil away as if you're doing something like that takes 3 hours, like meat or something or vegetables. It's going to take longer, so it's going to boil down, and you're going to need to add some more water to it. And that's something else to have. Just
Teapot.
All right,
Everyone
froze. Everyone who does not have a tea kettle or something for heating hot water, coffee pot, whatever you want to call it, does not have one. But oops in the side chat.
I'm sure everybody has some kind of little pot they can put on a stove to boil water in.
Yeah, and it's like all the camping my wife and I did with the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Explorers and stuff. We got 4 or 5 of the old-fashioned, coffee pots, the blue speckling ones, Yeah, we got a bunch of those. We got some of the old aluminum ones, and we have some of the aluminum ones that actually have the coffee filter thing inside it, percolator inside of it.
Oh yeah, I got mine.
Because some of the adults we need coffee. We don't want the instant. It's like, fine, there you go. Here's my one I brought up specifically for the adults.
Yeah. Go light a fire, and you can wait 20 minutes for your pot of coffee to be done. I'm having instant.
Well, sometimes when they first get up, after the first time I pull it out, when they get up a little bit early in the morning, first things they do, they get the fire going. They put a pot of water on there for them.
Yep.
Now, speaking of which, Tammy has canned on a campfire. So you've done both pressure can and water bath, Tammy, on a campfire?
I don't like to pressure can, but I do water bath everything on the campfire. When I'm out camping, I'm usually getting fruits and things like that. Pickles, I pickle a lot of things, so those are all water baths.
Yeah.
I could. It's just a lot harder to keep it at the right temperature.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Let's see. What else would they need for water bathing? As you can see here, I got the little cheap plastic funnel for the jar, sitting in a jar here. I got the tongs behind it. I got the rack here, just a cake rack, and you can get cake racks from everything down to the 6-inch size up to 24-inch size.
Right.
You can get those at Goodwill or any place else. Sometimes at estate sales.
Just measure your pot. I did the same thing. Yeah. Go ahead, Tammy.
Something like a hot pad or a big bath towel you can fold in half to put your jars on when you take them out, so they're not right on your counter and they don't break. You got to go forward a little. Right.
Yeah, I put until we get the cutting board set up, I put 2 layers of towels down. When we get the cutting board set up, we'll just put one cotton towel over the top of the cutting board just to help protect it a little bit. But yeah, especially with the countertop I have here, if I were to set the jars directly on that, even if the jars survived, the heat from the jars would loosen the adhesive glue that holds that fake laminate down on top of the counter.
There we go.
Basically, you need the same stuff for pressure canning. You don't need an extra pot of hot water once it's in.
You can mute Tammy. She's.
Oh,
there
sorry.
she is.
I thought I muted myself. The visor broke and it was hitting me in the head. And then
Bad Tammy.
Then he's going over the speed limit over here, so I'm like, go 55.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to add to Jill's question about water bathing. We did a lot of blackberry jams, probably 60 quarts each year, and if we'd have on the stove the big water bath pot going. We have the big, huge pot of jam just sitting there simmering away. And then we had another burner off to the side that we had hot water in that we'd set the jars in. And so we take the jars out of the hot water, dump them out, ladle the blackberry jam in, wipe the lid, put the ring on and stuff, and set it into the water bath canner as fast as possible. And had the candy thermometers, making sure everything's the same temperature. That was just my grandmother's way of making sure she doesn't break anything from thermal shock.
I mean, you don't have to be within a degree.
Yeah, within 5, 10, 15 degrees is fine.
I've poured not 350 degree oil, but I've poured probably 200 degree oil into a cold mason jar and never had a break. Although now that I've said that, the next time I do it, the bottom's going to crack out on me, and I'm going to get oil everywhere. Yeah. I usually do it in the sink anyway, just in case. But
those were the old jars before 2020. They were tempered glass.
Yeah.
2019, 2020, that company stopped making it as tempered glass. If you want tempered glass, you have to buy from Superb or Azure Standard to get the tempered glass like they used to have before 2020.
Or buy it from over in Europe.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah. On a side note, with the tempered glass, I don't know if it's tempered or not, but Chosen, I get it right. Chosen avocado oil mayonnaise. The jars they use are thicker than the old Purs and balls we had from back in the 60s and 70s. So I pulled some of those old ones out and put them on the scales. Like, whoa, this weighs more. It's thicker. It's got more glass to it. So if you're into doing the avocado oil mayonnaise and brought all the soy crap and other stuff in it, Chosen's even at Costco, and save the jar afterwards.
I think a lot of us, like Tammy, you buy anything that's in a jar that takes a standard takes a standard ring, it's a keeper.
Yep.
I got more pint and a half jars from tomato sauce laying around.
Even if it has a lug lid, I'll use it to water bath.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife started saving the lug lids too, specifically for jams, jellies, and stuff that you want to water bath in. Which means you have some really small, cute ones too that have those lug lids on them. And that's the thing is, you can save jars, commercial jars. They just don't want you to do it because they don't want the liability. Saying someone saying this is one of your jars and we got and something happened. But
you do have to be careful if you're reusing like a pickle jar with the thin lid. There is a way to put that lid on there where it won't, where it'll vent out but then suck flat. But even over time, the little rubber insert that's permanently in the lid there, they start to get flattened out and not do the best things anymore.
Yeah.
So what you do to fix that is you boil them with a teaspoon of baking soda for 5 minutes, and then that rubber poofs back out.
Cool. Did Angels come? I see Sandy saying hi to Angels. Did Angels come in on me? I didn't say hi to them.
Must have. She's not on Tammy's side. I'm watching that.
Or she's on. She's there. She's texting. She's texting Sandy while she's listening on her tablet or something, being chauffeured or something. Or
yeah.
Been working on a coop. Got cold water and AC. Yeah. So the next time the staff sergeant comes up here, which should be, take a look, see at the calendar. Should be the 20th or the 21st. We're going to have a discussion about since I got so many of my daughter's pins coming over here to our yard, about possibly putting up a nighttime coop for them with a door that opens and closes with the sun, and That way, because I know I've heard them in the middle of the night clucking. So they're laying eggs somewhere around my house.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So what do we need? We already covered water baths, and now we're into pressure canning.
Pressure canner. Pressure canners. All right. I'm gonna go on it here for you guys. The Rolls Royce of pressure canners is the All-American non-gasket machine fit that comes with the gauge and the little thing that you unscrew out and put a jiggler on. So, and if you're going to get a jiggler for it, that's the thing that goes get the 3-parter, and so you have it at 5, 10, or 15 pounds with the jiggler, and not just have to be watching the gauge all the time.
So to be clear, any new All-American you buy now does not come with the old vent pipe anymore.
Doesn't come with the vent pipe. So if you pick one up.
If you buy a used one, I bought 2 used ones that needed a change out. Changing the little vent, spring-loaded vent thing. I mean, you can use it with that. They work fine. Well, they should work fine. But if you want to go to the vent tube with the weight on it, it's really easy to do. And it's just pipe thread. Unscrew it. Order it from whoever you order your parts from. I get mine from I forget the name of the website now. And Tammy has a place she gets parts for canners from.
Lehman's Hardware in Kidron, Ohio. True Value Hardware all over the United States.
Right.
I have an Amish Hardware near me.
Yeah, if you're going to get All-American parts, there's a couple sites that. Yeah, if you're going to do All-American, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of sites for it, but get the weight and all these weights. You don't get these from All-American.
Yeah, you can order directly from the company too. There's a parts catalog on the back of every book.
Oh, okay.
And if you're like me, you inherit a Presto canner, a heavy-duty Presto canner with a gasket in it.
Buy an extra gasket or 10.
It's a bear to get it. I brought the gasket kit, put the gasket on, didn't seal the first time. Finally, I had to take it out, heat it up in hot water, take some olive oil on it, coat the gasket outside of the canner, put it back in and stuff, and finally going through the extra step there, it actually started sealing. And then of course the little bubble one on top went out. But yeah,
get extra parts. I have 4 All-Americans. I got the 2 930s and 2 925s. I only ever used 2 at a time, but I couldn't resist the deal. I kind of got addicted. But I bought like 5 gauges, extra pins, extra weights, extra all kinds of parts for them, because if a gauge goes bad, you don't really know it. I always use the weight and the gauge, and the weight's going to jiggle at 10 psi for using 10, or it'll jiggle just over 10. My gauge, even though it's a brand new gauge, says 11 when it starts to jiggle. So I just make sure it doesn't drop below 11.
A 10-pound weight will not jiggle until it gets over 10 pounds. So it should be correct to be jiggling at 11.
Okay, that's fine, but I prefer it jiggling because I'm not going to stand there and stare at the gauge the whole time. I can sit 20 feet away with the door open and listen to it. Just go in and check on it. And it doesn't matter if you have to do it at 10 pounds for your altitude. You can do it at anything above 10. It doesn't matter. It just cooks a little quicker.
Yeah, but 10 on the jiggler is 11 on the gauge, just so you know.
Yeah.
Right.
The same with 5 and 15. The gauge and the weight are just slightly off.
Yeah.
Above
you can also get your gauge tested at a lot of the extension places for the different colleges and universities in certain states will test the gauges for you.
Right.
Yeah, they're not doing that here anymore at the extension offices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, some states, check to see if they're doing it. And if they're not doing it, see if they know who is doing it in your area.
Yeah. Find a 4-H club nearby. They know.
Yeah.
Those are the people that aren't doing it anymore. True Value Hardware, sometimes your hardware store will do it for you.
And if you have a good hydraulic company around during their slow season, they have test stuff to test all things, and they may or may not be willing to test it for you. But I know of a couple here in Idaho that during the wintertime when they're not, all the tractors aren't running and they're a little slow, yeah, bring it in. Sometimes they'll do it for free just because they're bored.
Yeah, or they're charging like a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay my guy here. Go give him $5. He'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a bad gauge, he ain't gonna give you a new one, but at least you know.
He'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you drop your lid, if something happens and you smack that gauge, yeah, there's a pretty good chance you screwed it up. If you hit the gauge, I store all my canners. The lids go upside down over the pot.
Yes.
All my All-Americans. So the gauge is inside. I even have my weight is tied on with a little piece of string, and it stays on the piece of string. It doesn't really, if it affects it by a gram, it's a lot when it's jiggling. I don't worry about it. As long as my gauge hits 10 or 11, I'm good. But yep, all my weights, everything stays intact inside the canner, and I can stack them on top of each other like a leaning tower of Pisa in my kitchen, which the wife hates. I got 4 All-Americans stacked up, and they go up about 7 feet. It's kind of creepy.
Oh wow! Amazon changed their logo today.
Okay, what, Tammy?
I was answering Sandy's question. You can use chocolate mint to make a tea, but it does have a different flavor to it. Chocolate mint has a different flavor to it.
We have chocolate mint tea.
Yes. It's better in things than standalone.
Right.
Okay.
You really don't need many more supplies for pressure canning as you do. If you can water bath, you're pretty much set for pressure canning in terms of tools and stuff. And yes, you can water bath in your pressure canner. Just leave the lid off of it. I use the lid as a lid. I just put it on there. I don't seal it down. And I'll get a nice vent of steam out of there because the lid weighs like 4 pounds. So it'll actually generate about a half PSI of pressure in there just with the weight of the lid sitting on there. But yep, just got to take it off and check, make sure you're still rolling a boil.
Yeah. Other stuff for well, you need the same, the tongs, all the same stuff you do for water bathing for pressure canning. So
yeah, I just said that. Yeah, pretty much if you have everything for water bath, a canning kit, you pretty much have every tool you need minus the pressure canner.
Yeah.
And then for both of them, you need teaspoons and measuring cups and hot pads.
Now, if you're wanting to get a canner, a pressure canner, Costco has on their website all the ones, and Costco's doing a deal cheaper than All American is selling on their website, because that was the deal they made. When we want to be selling a little bit cheaper, and we're going to have it there. And they, in my store they had the 25 quart up here in my store, so I grabbed one of those. But if you want the big, everyone from the small one to the big one, they have it on the Costco website, or they did 3 months ago. But yeah.
As an added bonus, if you're like me and you like to do large volumes of like bone broth, buy your bones, throw them in the pressure canner, and top it off with water. Just don't fill it too high, and turn it on. And you can set your vent. I throw my 15-pound weight on there, and I just get it up to pressure. And yeah, you want to make bone broth quick. It's much faster than throwing it in a pot and simmering it on a stove for 6-8 hours.
Yeah. All right. Next topic here to go to, dehydrating. Now, my mom had a dehydrator back in, when did she get that? 78, 77. And we've been using it on and off since she passed away in 2007. And she was using it up until then.
A Sunbeam. Is it a Sunbeam?
No.
That's my car dehydrator. I've got chives and mint on the dash of my car right now in the drying in the sun.
No, what she got was I'm not sure the brand it was. I have to look at it up again, but it wasn't Sunbeam or that. It was a wooden box with a plexiglass front on it and the heater and fan in the back. And you could change the temperature and you could change the fan. Unfortunately, it went away. So I got to I'm going to be when it comes up here to me, I will be putting a new fan on it and trying to find a comparable type heater a little controlled heater that's, you know, it's not very hot. It's like maybe a 25 watt heater, just enough to raise the temperature.
Probably more than that with the air blowing over it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
well, it's not a lot of air. It's just you just like, is it how I hear it going? You put your hand, I don't feel any breeze. So you put a Kleenex over it, then it sucks the Kleenex up to it.
Yeah,
but
I got my Excalibur, but I paid big money for that.
Yeah. But one of the side things for this, and I wanted to share this. Oh, geez, just lost the name. Not Southern Blessed Homestead. The one with Lee and shoot, I forgot their names. Those that know, I know some of you here have been there. I forgot to say hi to Took by V's here. They were making for the grandkids fruit leather, and she shared this with me. The Luck Love 2-piece Swiss roll, cake neck flexible jelly roll, silicone pan. Yeah, you should put that in there in the hydrator, and it keeps the stuff from sticking to the screen. And it's the one where it blows across and not down through. So it blows across. That works great for it.
You can use parchment paper too. I mean, you need to keep your stuff from dripping through if you're using, fruit juice paste type stuff you made yourself. And just put parchment paper down. You just can't put too much on there. It's going to run over the sides.
Yeah. What she was saying, she got the ones that were just a little bit bigger than her trays. So when she sets it in there, it's kind of cupped. So it keeps it. But you get it too thick though, it's going to take a lot longer to dehydrate. And dehydrating is another skill that is just so. I mean,
When I did a
have
lot
a
of
notebook with stuff written down on it as you learn.
When I dehydrated a lot of my fresh herbs, and I learned the hard way the first time I did a lot of parsley because I had this massive abundance of parsley. I put it in the Excalibur, loaded the trays up, put it in there. Unfortunately, as it gets super dry, when I took the front cover off, I forgot to shut the fan off. So I had like parsley bit. I mean, it's not a high velocity, but it's enough that doesn't weigh anything. I had like little parsley flakes blowing and they weren't flakes. I left them whole, whole pieces so they wouldn't do that. I just mashed it up and stuffed it in a jar. But blew out. So the other thing you could do is get another set of the tray mats for it, lay it on top.
Yeah.
And that way, as it dries out, it'll kind of hold it down, keep it from blowing around.
And there are hundreds of videos on dehydrating.
Oh, thousands.
Yeah. I know Broussard Homestead dehydrates and does a bunch of stuff with their dehydrators, plural. Southern Blessed has dehydrators. Stringfield Ridge. That's the one with Lee and Teresa. Stringfield Ridge. Yeah, they do dehydrating a bunch too. And then there's others. Tammy Courtney at Wide Family Farm does some dehydrating. Tammy dehydrates in her car, especially the peppers. She just hangs them in the car because in summer the car gets hot. So yeah.
Yeah, her minivan's like a rolling bodega. Got fruits and vegetables just hanging everywhere from the clothesline and laying on the dashboard.
And it works. Pulls her. what are you having? Oh, this is nice. This is the chili peppers. This is
basil. This is oregano. This is parsley. Which one do you want? I got some fruit leather brewing in the glove box right now. If you want to wait 20 minutes, it'll be done. Sorry, we're making fun of you, Tammy. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it works.
Now with the dehydrators, besides the ones you can buy, you can buy in the stores on Amazon, wherever you want, on whatever websites. Some people are because it uses electricity, and their local company is bending everybody over the barrel, and just jacking prices up. Several people have made solar dehydrators.
Yep.
What Anthony at Palmetto Prepared made one on wheels, so he just goes out there and sets the timer. Time to move it a little bit. Move it a little bit. Another 45 minutes. Move it a little bit. And that way he tracks the sun, so it gets the most on it. He has a screen over the intake. He has a screen on the output, so flies can't get into it. So yeah.
Little tiny solar fan. Keep the airflow.
I started one because my car is not big enough for all of my dehydrating needs, but I haven't got it finished yet. But I will be doing a video. But I did start one last fall, which was way too late for everything I need. And they're not hard. They're really not hard. If you can make a wooden box, you can make an outdoor dehydrator.
Yeah. One of the guys took and used hang on, wait, before I get you, I can just hear people, what? Took some old-fashioned oil-based paint and painted the inside black and let it, just a little solar fan blowing, let it go for a month or so just to make sure all the hydrocarbons got out of it before he put any food in there.
All the volatile organic compounds, the VOCs. Yeah, those.
Yeah. Got rid of all those. And then they had the black inside and outside the box absorbed more heat, so he didn't have to put a heater on it besides the plexiglass over the top to trap heat. And I wish I could remember which guy that was.
You could doing the inside doesn't make much sense if you're full of food, the sun really doesn't get in there. But doing the outside, you paint it flat black. Doesn't matter what paint you use on the outside. Flat black. Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll get hot.
Yeah. And so but the sidewalls on the inside and everything else that he was, any surface he wanted to get heat to every surface possible.
Right.
But yeah, so there are plenty of how-to videos out there to check out.
Ooh, I hear birds chirping in the background where Tammy is.
Yeah, I hear birds chirping there, and I hear little boys walking by my window right now.
Yeah, the birds are it's gonna rain here. It was supposed to have rained at 6 o'clock, but I feel like it's maybe.
As long as you get another 20 minutes without the rain, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
I can always go in the house. It's just nice outside right now.
Yeah. And there are books on Amazon and any paperback bookstores that are still working in your area. You can go in there and get some books on dehydrating. There's some really good ones out there.
Yeah, there's a million.
There goes 2 more boys. Okay, I've got all 4 boys. It looks like.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Just Google solar dehydrator if you want to go into that without electric.
Yeah.
And you'll find it.
They have the books on times and stuff, and how to make the fruit leather and all the other fun stuff you can make in a dehydrator besides doing your herbs and everything else.
All you really need is a string and a place to tie them. You really just have to have some string and tie them up. You don't need anything fancy, just somewhere to keep them out of direct sunlight, and they'll dry.
Yeah,
right,
I do in my house. I have central air, so my air in the house is very dry. And 2 years ago, I grew a bunch of the little Chinese cayenne peppers, And I just strung them up on a piece of string and just hung them from my pot rack. And like a week later, they were dry because my house is so dry. Yeah.
Your best bet for getting that, I know, because Tammy's far north, I'm far north, Mark's kind of far north. Broussard Homestead, Stringfield Ridge Farm, and Southern Bless Homestead are all down in the Gulf states. So, I mean, Broussard's Homestead is down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. They're down there, stones throw from the Gulf.
Yeah.
So you might check with some of them.
For high humidity, you're really going to need some kind of fan to circulate the air.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to either, put them in front of your fan that you're blowing around in the house, or you're gonna have to put them.
Do it as much as you can if it's humid. But then, if you have a room with air conditioning on, an air conditioner is a dehumidifier anyway, so you can always, for the last half hour or so, you can always bring it inside, and it's cool air, but at least it's still going to pull moisture out of it, just not as quick.
And you can do some things in the microwave. I prefer not to do that, but you can dry things in the microwave, or you could dry it in the oven.
An electric oven.
An electric oven. Yeah, if you use a gas ovens are wet heat, so you kind of defeat the purpose trying to use a gas oven, whether it's natural or propane.
Yeah,
got to be an electric oven, and the price of electric. So good luck with that.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so Mark, you're up.
What?
Freeze dryers.
It's an investment.
It's
a big investment. It's not I'm just going to get a freeze dryer. One of my wife's friends keeps bugging her. I got to talk to your husband. I really want to do it. Because I gave her some stuff, and she was just like over the moon on it. And she's like, oh, I need a freeze dryer and I need some Mylar bags. I'm like, some Mylar bags? I said, I buy them in a case of 1,000. You don't buy like 20. You'll use that up in 2 runs and you got nothing again. And the oxygen absorbers. And freeze drying is its own science. I mean, I don't let the machine tell me when it's done. I use a digital scale. And everybody you go to on YouTube, I'm dehydrating, freeze drying for the first time. What do I need? Oh, you need the little laser heat gun thing. And you need the wood, the moisture meter for wood. Well, you're not freeze drying wood, and that reads it works it has its own science behind it. It works great for wood, but it's not great for food.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way a bunch of times. And finally, I saw one guy. I'm not going to throw anybody's names out there, but I watched him. I was like, oh, duh. I mean, what do you? The science is you're removing 100% of the moisture. Well, how do you know it's all gone? Harvest Right will tell you, put your hand on it and feel for cold spots. That means there's still moisture in there, it's still frozen. Okay, that's great. What if you miss that one piece of food and it goes in a bag? And that happened to me. You ruin the whole bag or the whole batch. I use a digital scale. I weigh it if I'll sometimes I don't even weigh it before it goes in. Like tonight, I'm doing pound cake right now. I didn't weigh it before it goes in. There's no need to. But when the machine says it's done, I'll pull it out, tray and all, throw it on my scale, weigh it in grams, write it on the whiteboard, and say it's 1,222 grams or whatever. I got 4 trays. They all weigh a little bit different. I'll put them back in for another 2 hours, and I'll pull it out. And if I pull it out and it lost weight, well, there was water in there. And I don't care if only one lost weight and the other 3 stayed the same, they all go back in.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. I'll repeat. I'll rinse and repeat. Probably sometimes I've done it like 7-8 times over the course of, my longest run was like 82 hours because it was a very, very high water load. It was chilly and it was thick and it took a while. And I had a couple trays that I weighed out that didn't lose any weight. One did, lost like 4 grams, put them all back in. When I pulled it out 4 hours later, the other 3 trays lost 6 grams each. I was like, wow, that would have caught me off guard. So I put them back in. So a $22 good digital scale that you use for, Weight Watchers, whatever, not the cheap one at Walmart, get a decent one anyway. But, and just keep it in one spot. Don't bang it around. It'll calibrate itself. You can zero it out. I do that. I mean, for that, you need the, You got the freeze dryer, comes with the trays, and then you're going to want all the covers and things. That's another added investment. And I don't even want to think what I got invested in mine, but the amount of food I've freeze dried, I've saved that money already. I haven't thrown anything in the trash. And then I upped my game one more step about 2 months ago, and I went out and picked up a 20 cubic foot bottle of food grade nitrogen. And the little gun and the hose and the regulator, that was a big investment. Not as much as the freeze dryer, but nitrogen by itself is a tiny bit heavier than the air, even though it's, 70% nitrogen we're breathing, there's still oxygen mixed in. But I'll put the nitrogen gun at the bottom on like 1 PSI. It's not much, just to flood the bag up. And that way, when I'm doing stuff that's semi-fragile, like little cake bites and stuff, I don't want to turn it to powder. And
Right.
I'll flood that, throw my oxygen absorber in there and seal it up and let it sit for a couple days. I inventory it and throw it in a tub. And yeah, that's how they pack a lot of your chips and stuff. They not always, but they'll run it through a room that just has nitrogen. And that way there's no oxygen, because oxygen, if you have no water, oxygen is your next greatest enemy.
Yeah.
So that's why I use O2 absorbers, but they're not going to pull all the O2. They'll get a lot of it, probably most of it. And it depends on what size it is. I mean, there's a lot of science behind it. Everybody just, watch a video and buy a freeze dryer, and then a year later you used it twice and it didn't work and you're angry, and then you throw it on Facebook Marketplace and take a loss. And then I call you and say, I'll buy it.
Yeah. Well, back in the 70s and 80s, two companies that come to mind that marketed theirs were filled with nitrogen. Their packages was in the 80s was Mountain House, and the 70s was a company called Sam Andy that got it was one of the first ones doing it, and they didn't go whole hog in like everybody else did. When other companies came online, and they just ran out of business. But all their product was absolutely top notch. In fact, we have stuff that my mom bought in 71. Every now and then we'll crack open a can, and it is pure and fresh and good. And so,
pretty much all the commercial companies, they use nitrogen because they're guaranteeing their stuff for 20 years. So they will flood out the nitrogen. They'll still throw the oxygen absorbers in there to pick up whatever molecules are left, but they'll flood those things with nitrogen because it's inert. It doesn't do anything. Now you got to be careful with nitrogen because you can't smell it, you can't taste it or anything like that. Yes, our atmosphere is whatever percent nitrogen, but in pure form, like if you're spraying a lot of nitrogen, you could not be around much longer. Yeah, because you get no oxygen coming to you.
When I was working construction back in the 80s, one of the guys had one of those giant, huge bags of Lay's potato chips.
Yeah.
And he carefully opened it up slowly, so not to disturb, a lot of airflow in there.
Yep.
Took his lighter, lit it, and poked the lighter down, and the lighter went out.
Yeah, of course. So I'm not sure I understand your question, Tuck. So is there no downside to running a batch of food through the freeze dryer twice? So if you run it through and you bag it up and you realize a couple weeks later that your crunchy sweet potatoes are now mushy, you're not running it through again. They're already deteriorated. Throw it out.
But beforehand, so long if you have the scale and you weigh it.
Oh yeah, no. So the harvest rate, it's a digital screen. So I'll hit the stop button. Now it doesn't shut the freezer off. It just it stops the freezer stays on. That's right. I just hit stop and I shut the pump off and I let the air back in. Everybody said you have to vent it. Yeah, you're letting air back in. It's a vacuum in there, so air is going back in. And then I take them out. I weigh them. If it didn't lose weight, I slide them back in, shut the door, close my drain back up, and hit more time. And I'll set it for 2, 4, 5, 10, 20 hours, whatever. And it turns, you seal the door up, turns the compressor back on. The temperature's already there. It just brings the vacuum back down again and continue. So you're not freeze drying it twice. You're just taking it out to check it and putting it back in.
Yeah, that's what I say. So just run it through the freeze dryer. It's like, if you leave your stuff in a pressure canner or a water bath canner a little longer than what it's called for, it's not going to ruin the food. So
right, unless you leave it overnight, in which case you get flat sour, but that's another story.
Yeah. So
you can run a freezer. I've run it, and it happens to me. It happens to a lot of people. It's like it says it's gonna. I'm pretty sure. I weighed it out, and I set it for another 4 hours, and I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be done because it was just cake. It was a low moisture load, and I'm pretty sure it was done because I always set it for extra time anyway. I go down and check it, but I don't have time, or I got to go to work. I check it real quick. I'm like, well, I got to go to work. I'm not going to be back for another 8 hours. I'll set the timer for 12 more hours. Just throw it back in there. It just holds it in stasis.
Yeah.
It continues to vacuum it and, freeze and heat, because that's right. It heats the trays, but it's cold. So it's sublimation. Water goes from frozen state to vapor state without going to liquid state. So that's where freeze drying, we all know Mom always had that Cool Whip container in the freezer. It was freeze dried because you take the lid off and the top was full of snow and the bottom stuff was white powder. And I'm not talking that kind of white powder. And it tasted like crap.
Yeah. In the last couple of minutes, one other thing on it that you've mentioned before. One of the other expenses of using a freeze dryer is changing the oil.
Yeah, you got to change that. The Harvest Right will tell you. I use, ironically, they're like, you must use our freeze dry oil. It's like, no, look up the SDS sheet. It is pure mineral oil. I go down to Tractor Supply, or not Tractor Supply, it's my family farm store, whatever. They have gallon jugs of ultra pure mineral oil for horses. It is super pure, super clean, and it's cheaper than buying the little quart bottles from Harvest Right or wherever, or just some random mineral oil you bought at the hardware store. Don't use that. But I buy that, and I don't do candy. I'll tell you right now, if you're going to buy a freeze dryer to do candy, you better be willing to buy a new pump and change your oil all the time, because the gases of the chemicals in the candy that get sucked into the pump will destroy the oil. And if you don't change it very, very soon, you will destroy your pump. And now you're buying another $900 vacuum pump, all because you wanted to make Skittles for the kids. Don't do it. You're not freeze-dried Skittles are not freeze-dried. Yeah, basically that's it there.
Yeah, I got this in my wish list. It's in my wish list for, I don't know, it's been in there for at least 4 years, just waiting.
Yeah, waiting for you to buy a freeze dryer.
So when the wife moves up here, when she may do something this summer and go over, take, here she comes back up. April has told her, well, you want to practice, you can come use mine and see how it works. And so if the staff sergeant decides that's what she wants to do one of her trips up here, we will do that, and we'll find out whether or not, when we're going to buy it. But yeah. But so
the biggest pitfall of owning a freeze dryer is not just going with what the directions say. Oh, the freeze dryer says it's done. I don't feel any cold spots. Well, it's sort of cold. No, it's not really. I'm not sure if it's cold or not. Oh, it's fine. The freeze dryer said it's done.
Yeah.
You pack it up. Your room is humid. You're doing it in the garage in the summertime where the humidity is like 95% outside. As soon as you pull food out of the freeze dryer, if there's any humidity, moisture anywhere, it's a sponge. It is thirsty. That's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to start absorbing moisture. O2 absorbers do not remove moisture, just oxygen. So, and a lot of people buy it. And then like a year later, they open something up and they're like, oh, what happened? It stinks. It's bad. Or God forbid you get sick if you eat it. And it's like, oh, this thing doesn't work. It's terrible. And then it just sits there. And it was a waste of money at that point. So education is key on that one.
Yeah. Now, in the last couple minutes we got here, I want to go to freezing food or preserving it. My wife, what she does, she will take the zucchini, the tons and tons and tons of zucchini that the garden produces, and she'll run it through the hand crank thing where it makes like little strings of stuff.
Zoodles. I
was going to say more, but anyways, the little stuff there, and she will blanch it quick. Hot, do the hot water, the cold water, pat it dry, bag it up, and suck the air out of it, and toss it in the freezer. Yes, and within 14 months, it's all gone.
Oh, that's a good thing. You're using it. Yeah, I'm not a zucchini fan. I did tell my wife when all the nurses at the hospital start bringing in their abundance of zucchini when everybody's sick of it. I said, grab some. She's like, really? Because she knows I'm not a fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but it doesn't last very long. No, I'm going to cut them into like 1/4 inch or a little thinner chips and throw them in a freeze dryer. And then she can open up a jar of zucchini chips and put her salsa on it, and they're crunchy, and it's a raw vegetable.
And the grandkids will probably like that here.
Oh, yeah. You do it with cucumbers. You can do it with a lot of stuff. Go ahead, Tammy. Sorry.
I grate it, freeze it, and then I throw it in my spaghetti sauce. I throw it in all sorts of things. Zucchini bread. I throw it in lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. We have several, some from my grandmother, some from my mom, some from her grandmother. It's a little stand thing that it has the different blades, round blades, cone shape, and you just crank it, and then you can put cheese in there, you can put potatoes in there. That's how you can make hash browns the easy way. And she just puts the zucchini right through, does the same thing to it, makes the little like shavings that hash browns are like, and does that.
You can get one of those things where you put it through the food processor and it comes out like spiral.
Just a grater plate or whatever. Yeah, you can do the same thing. But you don't want to try to freeze zucchini whole. And I mean, unless you got a blast freezer, you can blanch your little chunks of zucchini, blanch it quick, and you better blast freeze it so it freezes so fast it doesn't lose its texture.
So what?
And then you can store it.
Since you won't do candy in your freeze dryer, what you need to do is soak the zucchini in different fruit juices overnight, and then put them in the freeze dryer. Zucchini takes on the flavor of whatever you put it in. You could soak it in Jello, flavored Jellos. You can soak it in fruit juice, and you soak it overnight, and then you put it through your freeze dryer or your dehydrator, and you make zucchini candy.
Yeah. Oh, zucchini bourbon.
I guess that's the flavor you want.
Free. Yeah, you'll have the bourbon flavor, but no alcohol because it's going to evaporate all that stuff out real quick.
Yeah. I also can zucchini pineapple. I can Zapples, which is zucchini made to be fake apple, and I do zucchini relish, like somebody in the comments said. So there's a lot of things. I am the person who will take the giant zucchini that somebody found in their garden and didn't want. That is like my favorite zucchini, is the ones that are the size of a small boat.
Yeah. All right. So I think we've covered, so for doing the zucchini supplies you're going to need like either good knife, cutting board, or one of those, grater shredder. You can use the hand grater if you want to. That's my wife. She got tired of hand graters, so she does the crank one.
Or you can go just buy the big industrial food grinder. Yeah. Which I grind my own meat. I'll grind anything. I don't care. I'll do 40 pounds of chicken breasts into ground chicken in about 8 minutes. I can't keep up with. I mean, I can put it as fast as I can put it in. It's spitting it out the other side.
Yeah. Yummy. The other thing you're going to need for this, just like the freeze dryer is, you can do, if you're going to do stuff short term, like my wife does, she just used good quality Ziploc bags. But some people use the Mylar bags, and they'll do it, or some will even do the food saver bags. That's a little expensive though. But, yeah.
I mean, or you can Yeah, Tammy.
I still have the freezer containers, like Tupperware, Rubbermaid.
Oh, yeah, the square ones?
Square ones that are a pint.
Yep.
Quart. Yeah. I got a bunch of those still.
Yep. Yeah. Or you could really up your game and buy a chamber sealer. I know that's on Gil's list too. Yeah, $1,400 for one.
Once we have the freeze dryer, the chamber sealer is going to be the next big purchase for the homestead.
Oh, I can. A chamber sealer is different than a vacuum sealer. A vacuum sealer sucks the air out from inside the bag. So if you have, and everybody knows if you've had one, used it a lot. If you got some like even steak, raw beef, raw chicken, stuff like that, and as that thing starts to ramp up, you start to see little liquid streams heading towards the pump, and you better hit the stop button before it gets in between the sealer. Or it's not going to seal. Chamber sealer, it evacuates the air from inside and outside the bag. It's a chamber, and the sealing bar is inside the chamber. So I'll put soup in there, and I got to watch it because if I set it too long, the soup will actually boil because of lack of air pressure. Then it foams up. I did that with tomato. I put that on one of my videos about, I think I did tomatoes in there, and tomatoes just start to foam. And if you don't hit that stop button, it'll pull the foam right into the entire chamber and get into your pump. You don't want to do that, but they're great. I use that. I mean, I got steaks. I bought whole New York strips, cut my own steaks, put them in the in chamber bags. They'll be good for like 2-3 years. There's like almost zero oxygen or air in there. And it's great. It's great for marinating too. I did that with chicken for my wife. She made a Spanish chicken marinade, let it soak in a bag for like a day or so in the fridge. I threw them in a couple big chamber bags, threw them in a chamber sealer. Oh yeah, it really pulls all those flavors into the meat. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right. I think we've covered everything, on it. Sorry we didn't get much to open chat because we did so much, information here on it. If you have any questions about stuff, you can email me. My email's in the bottom of on my side. Tammy's emails on her side. And we'll answer questions. And just showed up. Bushcraft family on your side there, Tammy.
Hey. Sorry, we're leaving.
Right. Yeah. Coming up here for me, you're not going live this week, are you, Tammy? Too busy?
Oh, no. No, yes.
Too busy. All right.
Way too busy.
For me, tomorrow night on my other channel, Gray Man Prepping, Gray with an A, the topic is build your skill bank. We're going to talk about skills and stuff that everyone should be learning that kind of just get missed. So we talked about building your skill bank. Thursday night on Gray Man Prepping, it's the Midnight Ride. It actually starts at 10 o'clock Eastern because that's when the Midnight Ride actually started. Friday, back here, for Friday night in the homestead, your home without all the China crap. And this was recommended by one of the viewers that said, to go take a walk through your home. We're going to talk about things that, China stuff or American made or even European made. You're going to pay more for some of them, but in the long run, is it worth it? We're going to talk about that stuff next Friday. Saturday on Gray Man Prepping for Survival Saturday. After the WHO demands shipping, what are your plans? Yeah, that's the sore subject with a lot of people. And then next Monday here, canning in the summer heat. Yeah, that's why we're going to be building an outdoor kitchen. But yeah, so those are the things we're going to be.
I just tossed up my my link for the tomatoes in a chamber sealer. not the greatest quality. It's stuff that video through a dome lid that has a reflections in all kinds of directions, but you can kind of see what's going on in there.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So also, if you have any recommendations for topics you want to see us address, canning, dehydrating, any food preservation ones here on Mondays, go ahead and send it either to Tammy or me, and we'll get it added to the schedule. If you want anything on homesteading stuff, send it to me. For Gray Man Prepping for prepping stuff, survival stuff, go ahead and send it to me on either of my emails, and I'll get it. So, all right. And with that, the grandson suddenly went quiet. There may be, yeah. All right, we're gonna end it here, guys, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow on Gray Man Preppy. Take care.
Have a good night.